Over the last few weeks, I cannot tell you how many videos I have seen on YouTube claiming that ChatGPT has made the way for you to make unlimited amounts of money trading Bitcoin, stocks, options, Forex, pairs, you name it, okay? Now, I believe about 99.9% of all those videos are scams, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to actually get a good comprehensive trading strategy from ChatGPT and how to implement it onto your TradingView charts and actually how to back test it at the same time, all right? Now, today I'm going to be using ChatGPT. As you guys all know, I pay for ChatGPT Plus, and you guys will have to do the same thing if you guys want a comprehensive strategy, okay? Now, I have access to the alpha browsing, default, legacy, GPT-4. Most of you guys will most likely have default, and this is where it kind of messes up a little bit more. So maybe I just want to see what everybody else has been doing, right? Like everybody's been saying they found the best new thing. Well, this is what they normally entered in here. Make me a trading strategy, for Bitcoin, okay? Now I messed up strategy. Let's go over here. There we go. Hit enter. It'll say something like this. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. It'll give you some really generic advice, and people will say this is somehow the trading strategy. This is all stuff you guys learn in the first few weeks of trading, right? Diversify your portfolio. That's not what you need to do. And even if you guys make it very detailed and you make it a little bit longer, it's still not going to give you a solid strategy. So you guys, unfortunately, are going to have to pay for ChatGPT 4. If you guys don't want to pay, I am building out a website right now, and I'm hoping to have a lot of these strategies put out, or you guys can just subscribe and I will do videos on each of the strategies that it does pop out to me, okay? Now, it'll say ChatGPT 4 is currently having a cap of 25 messages every 3 hours. I had to wait a few hours before I could do this video for you guys, but this is what you guys want to type in if you guys have ChatGPT 4, okay? Now, it's better to try to trick ChatGPT than to try to be 100% honest that you're actually going to be using this to make money, just as a little bit of a heads up. Now, this is what I normally type. Hey, can you make me a trading strategy that I can use while trading, Bitcoin on the blank time frame? I like to use 15-minute time frame because it works out. Time frame chart on TradingView, okay? Now, that's not it. You guys have to add a few more things in here. In your experience, what indicators work very well for you on the 15-minute chart or the time frame you recommended or you're going to be doing, okay? For me, that happens to be MACD, RSI, moving averages. Can you make it use, let's try exponential moving averages. So exponential moving averages, and I'm not that good at spelling, so forgive me. Moving averages, a MACD, and I don't know what else might you want to see here. Maybe an RSI or something close to that. Maybe we'll see. And then after that, say something like this so it can justify giving you a real strategy. I want to use it for paper trading with fake money. So there's no initial risk that it can sense from the algorithm point of view. All right. Now, you may want to add one more thing here, and it's something simple, I guess I would say. This is if you guys want a little bit more help explaining it, like how to use it. After you give me the strategy, explain to me how to use it like I am new to trading, okay? Not like an infant, not like a 5-year-old, but just like you're new to trading and you guys may want some help because this will walk through everything, okay? Now, after you guys have written all this down, you're just gonna hit okay or push this little button right here and it'll give you guys a full strategy. Now, you see how it already starts off with, sure, I can provide a basic trading strategy instead of actually going with the I am not authorized, I am an AI, I can't do this type of stuff. This is way easier. And it'll break down exactly what you're asking for. Now, I gave it an EMA, a MACD, and an RSI, so that's what it's gonna be using. If you guys want other indicators in there, guys, just tell it. It's not gonna overwork for you. It's gonna do what you ask it to. And I want you to stress that. If you guys don't know much about trading, you're not gonna do very well on this, okay? Now, it's gonna give you exponential moving averages, 9 and the 21 periods, a MACD with the 12, 26, and 9 settings, RSI with the default 14 period, and 30 is oversold and 70 is overbought. This is common knowledge for most of you guys out there. Now, here's the trading style or the trading strategy that's going to give you guys, and it'll also tell you guys exactly how to use it. So let's just play this out. And after this is done working its magic here, we're going to open up TradingView and we're going to start to use this strategy, and we're going to test it out because, again, You guys will have to test out every strategy it gives you. I don't want you guys to just start putting money into it all of a sudden because ChatGPT told you it was a strategy, okay? And you're gonna see how different this is than all the crazy strategies you guys see out there. It's much, much different. A lot of the tools and specialty scripts that are on TradingView, this has no idea they exist. So every time you see one of those, you know they're just making something up and packaging it in a way that says that, hey, ChatGPT made this, you guys are going to become millionaires using it, and that's not reality. But those videos also get thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of views. So, you know, what's really stopping them from doing that? Nothing. You know, they want to make a lot of money, and they can make a lot of money on AdSense, right? With Facebook and YouTube ads and things of that nature, okay? All right, so look at all that information they just gave to us. Even at the very bottom, it'll actually tell you guys, open up TradingView chart for Bitcoin, Bitcoin USD with a 15-minute time frame. Click on the indicators icon, right? It tells you how to do everything, which I really like. And if you guys have any questions, you guys can ask it. But let's open up a fresh TradingView chart right here. Now this is gonna go to one of my different charts out here that I have for one of my monitors. Just ignore it for now. What we're gonna do is go over here and I'm going to make a new layout, I would assume. And you know, let's just name this something very simple, ChatGPT testing. That way I know when I'm here, I'm testing out new types of scenarios, new types of strategies that have been provided with my help from ChatGPT, okay? Hit save. Now you can see I have some funky colors for my my different pre-market, post-market things. But we're gonna be going over here to Bitcoin. Now I'm gonna make a change and just go over to Bitcoin Bitcoin Tether. You know, that's because normally that's what I trade. I'm going to take off volume here for now, and you can see over the last 15 minutes, Bitcoin's been doing some really crazy stuff. Kind of had a nice little bounce, but coming back down slightly. Now, remember the strategy that we just had right here? It told us to have 2 EMAs. That's the first thing we have to worry about right here. 2 EMAs. I'm going to go over here to indicators, and for you guys, I will zoom in to about 175% just so you guys can see this a little bit easier. Go over here, and I'm going to type in EMA. It said 2. 1, 2, just like that. The first one, I believe it said 9 and then it said 21, but let me double check. 9, 21, all right. EMA, let's turn this green for the shorter one. Make it as extra thick as possible. This is where your personal preferences come in. Now we got 9 right there, easy as pie, chart right there. For the second one, let's make it red because I like to see green crossover red. You know, that's usually the good sign to go right there. And then we have 21. Again, always make sure to verify. It doesn't hurt to just go back and forth. It takes literally half a second. Style, red, extra thick, and there we go. We got the EMAs on here. Next, it told us to put a MACD with 12.26.9. So let's go back over here. Let's type in MACD. If you guys have other MACD tools like the Impulse MACD, you guys can always use that as well. But for now, again, we're just using the simple MACD. Now favorites, MACD, okay, moving average, convergence, divergence. All right, there we go. Right there, move that up. Go over here and double check all the inputs are the same. 12.26.9, 12.26.9, perfectly as can be. Gonna hit OK. And then the last one it gave us is the RSI. All right, and that's the 14-period RSI. So let's do it one more time. RSI, relative strength index. Move my microphone over here since I'm looking at my screen so much. And there it popped up right there. And all of a sudden we can go over here to settings, 14. That's all you guys care about. If you guys do want to change anything about the style, you guys can do this at this time as well. Sometimes people like to have it be a little bit thicker, you know, a little bit thicker just to make everything a little bit easier, especially because I am zoomed in here at 175%. Sometimes you just want to be able to see it when you're looking at a normal zoom in level here. Now let's go back over here. Let's say to 125 so we can see everything going on here. Now, what did it say to do here? The trading strategy is to identify the trend using the EMAs. If the 9-period EMA is above the 21, we have an uptrend. If the 9-period EMA is below the 21, we're in a downtrend, bearish, okay? So let's go over here very fast and let's just kind of check out. We had a crossover right here, and look at that, uptrend. Crossover right here, what do you know? Downtrend, and crossover right here, we're going back up, right? Now, you can see there are some false signals in here, which is why we have the other indicators, but I want to show you guys, this is why I told you to not just give me EMAs. I wanted to give me other stuff. We had a crossover right here. It didn't work out, okay? Didn't work out right here, and you can see how the MACD hadn't crossed over yet, and the RSI really wasn't into overbought territory, all right? Over here, let's see. We had a crossover right there with the MACD crossing over and the RSI, not in overbought territory, but not in oversold territory, which is a good thing, okay? So these two are gonna help mitigate some of this, but let's go back over to ChatGPT. Confirm the trend using the MACD, and an uptrend, look for the MACD line to cross above the signal line, and a downtrend, look for the MACD line to cross below the signal line here. And of course, let me just open this up a little bit more. All right. You're looking for the crossover right down here. That shows the trend is changing and you see the momentum building back up over time. All right. I don't know if I can actually show you guys this. So maybe if I put it right here, stretch this out a little bit. The crossover happened over here, but you see the momentum continued on and carried on. And most people, if they were to buy over here, they might panic and sell around here without understanding that, hey, the momentum is still building up and you're not oversold, you're not overbought, you're in that nice middle zone. And you can see overall, you could be looking for a cross, or you could be looking for this, and waiting for the cross to happen, then you buy. You're going to build a strategy off of this, okay? After that, it says, exit strategy. For long positions, exit when the MACD line crosses below the signal line or when the RSI reaches overbought level 70. For short positions, exit when the MACD line crosses above the signal line or when the RSI reaches an oversold level of 30. All right, so if things start looking a little bit overbought, that's when you guys can start selling. In this scenario right here, we did have a little bit of a spike, and it looks like it probably did peak above 70, but you can see at the end of the 15 minutes, it came screaming back down, so it ended up closing down below. In these experiences, since I am going to be looking at a 15-minute chart, if it hits, it hits. Now, we'll go through the rest of this here. Remember that this strategy is only a starting point, and you may need to adjust the parameters and increase stuff, right? You can give it information like saying, hey, it's working at this much time, this, it'll help you out. Now, it'll tell you how to do it. Here's the other thing that I think you guys are going to have to understand. We're going to do one thing with technical analysis very fast, and then we're going to go on to the coding section with you. And you guys will not have to know anything about coding. I promise you, nothing at all. But it's going to be fun to show you guys this last part here. Okay. Now, one thing you guys will understand here is I shrink these two down. Always, and I mean always, I'm going to shrink this down here, shrink this down. Have an idea of what the heck is going on in the general scheme of things. Don't just zoom into a certain part and say, wow, crossover, I'm going to be making a bunch of money. Look at support levels and resistance levels. If I just zoom out here for Bitcoin, I can clearly show you guys that there's a level of resistance up here. It's there. We can't stop it. It's there. It's a pretty freaking large one if I do say so myself. You might even want to draw some type of rectangle on it showing from here to here. It's a big one, right? That's a huge level of resistance that we're trying to deal with. And you guys might be more cautious about going long into this, right? Even if you have the crossover, you might be more cautious of going into that with a long position. That's common sense. On the other hand here, you can see we can have another rectangle right down here. This one's not as long perhaps, or maybe I'm not using, it's fine. We'd probably go from this low right here to that low right here. Yeah, I like to make mine a little bit thicker. And you can see maybe you don't want to go short into this, but you can go short from here to here in that zone. If you're over here, you can go long from this zone to that zone. Have some common sense when you guys are using these strategies. ChatGPT assumes you guys have this common sense. Okay, it assumes you have common sense, which is wild, I know, for new traders, but you guys have to understand it, okay?